he had today, with my name on it. I don't know what the hell. I invited him from Western New York, and all I do is pay for him to come.
Hey, everything's on Coach Capone.
Exactly. My pleasure. Jared and I go back to what, the late 90s?
Yeah.
At University of Maine. Great connection over the years. He's certainly one of the top coaches, period, in my opinion, in the country. No one has more passion, more energy than Jared. And the fact he made the trip all the way up here means the world to me. And I love the guy to death. Everything is being shut up. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, man. After this, we'll be back in the big room. Coach Versi said he's picking up the tab for the whole clinic. We're all set to go.
Coach Capone, outside the facility, Coach Versi. Just sign off. Guys, appreciate being here. Great place. I started the formative stage of my coaching career at the University of Maine, 1999, 2000, 2001. And so always great to get a chance to get back here and try to give back to a state football program here and the coaches in the state. They gave a lot to me, and I always appreciate it. Something that I learned here when I was at Maine under Jack Cosgrove was coaches should help other coaches. You know, coaches should talk up other coaches. You know, and I think that sometimes it can get competitive, and, you know, this and that. But I don't believe in that. So I believe that if we can help each other and share information, I think that's great. I think that's what we're in the profession for. All right. So I want to just give you my best today, and I want to do three things. Basically, we're going to have Jeff Commissione do half of this clinic, and now his ass is up at the University of Maine. I was going to make him, change his shirt and put on a Cornell shirt and do half the clinic, but we're not going to do that. But just real quick, give you some philosophical stuff, okay? Then take a look at practice. How I perceive getting prepared for and practicing as a position coach. At Cornell, I'm the defensive coordinator, I also coach safeties. And I always think that it's a challenge in order to get our players trained with all the things that we do, right? I mean, we've got all the schemes. We've had some great tackling coaches in here, Coach Burgess earlier talking about the fundamentals of tackling. That's the most important thing we do on defense. And I think we get ahead of ourselves as coaches sometimes. I know I do. So to be able to sort of have some thoughts, I hope it helps you as far as how you prepare for practice. And then talk a little bit about our double eagle defense, that I actually started learning here at the University of Maine, and maybe that applies to you and what you do in your program, okay? All right, first thing, in anything that we do, all right, I think that it's really important to have these three areas: culture, identity, process. And people have told me in the past that's what make it look like the way you want it to look. Make it look like the way you want it to look. Well, there's more to that, right? Culture. What does your room look like when you're a position coach? How do you conduct it? How do you teach? What are your expectations? Et cetera, et cetera. We all have those. What's your identity? What are you going to be known for? All right, there's no right or wrong answer. It's whatever you do in your program, whatever you do with your unit, whatever you do with your position group. And then the process. We're going to talk a little bit about that, okay? All right? From a defensive standpoint at Cornell, these are the things that are about our culture, all right, our identity. Attitude, swarm, tackle, ball, togetherness. That's what we do. Right? Now, it's not that, right? That's us. That doesn't mean that's you. But I think it's important to have some thoughts, all right, about what you're going to be. All right? And I'm not just saying as a head football coach, and I'm not just saying as a coordinator, I'm saying maybe just as a position coach. What are the safeties group? What are going to be the 3, 4, or 5 things that I'm really going to hammer into this group, and they're going to be able to repeat it to me like the back of my hand. Again, we get ahead, I think. All right, so these are just some things that are that's what we're going to be all about. That's our culture. That's our identity. Okay. Now, fast forward the tape. Right. You've got all those things. You're going to be the safeties coach at Jones Junior High School or Saugatuck Elementary School. Right. And you show up the first day, and there's the coach. And they install the defense with you, and here we go, right? So you get in there, and you got all your books and everything like that, and you're trying to get your deal. Sort of looks like this, maybe, right? You look at a sheet like this. Here's going to be our installation. All right, Jared, we're going to put in this front, these stunts, these coverages. All right, we're going to put these in on first and second down. We're going to put these in on third down. Here's your personnel groupings. Here's all the pieces that you have to get in. All right, so there it is, right? And now what you have to do as a position coach is you have to figure how to get it taught. All right, and that's what makes what you guys do as teachers and coaches so special. All right, sometimes we don't realize 50% of coaching, all right, is artwork. All right, I think that sometimes we lose that. Here's another example of it. This is our game plan from Brown this year, right? Here's all the stuff. I just call it stuff because you could call it ham sandwich, all right? But it's just stuff, and I got to get all that done, all right, and how? All right, and it's important as a teacher that you have some thoughts as far as how you're going to get that done. If you don't take one thing from this clinic, if it's Charlie Brown cartoon, Peanuts cartoon, voices the whole time, please take this or pay mind to this. For everything that we do on defense, we have a technique board. Every position has a technique board. So we take all the stuff, the wing tee, flex bone, spread, 3-4, 4-3, 3-3, whatever it is. Again, you can call it ham sandwich. And every position coach has to put together a technique board. I want you to write all the techniques that you have to teach based off on all the stuff that we have in. Okay, so whatever that is, deep half, trap half, force flat wheel, curl. These are this is all the stuff. This is all the stuff that I have to teach, okay, or we have to teach. All right, and then I'll take it one step further. Once it's all organized, then you put it together by when you're going to install it and what practice you're putting it in. All right, so you can see from a defensive standpoint, everybody's got to install swarm, which is the way we run to the football, tackling, and block destruction. Everybody's got that. And we do that as a unit. Like that's not like he does it this way and he does it this way. Those are things that we've got ironed out. We have a philosophy, we have a teaching mechanism that we use, and everybody uses it, okay? But this stuff is specific, okay? So you can see here's installation 1. Those are the techniques that I had to get in with the safeties from a teaching standpoint, and then also drill it on the field, okay? Here's 2. All right, here's 3. Etc., etc. We wind up having, for the spring, we had 7 installs. Okay? I think it's just a way to get yourself organized. All right? Because now, you got to get to practice, right? We get to practice. All right? I think this is a little bit different. All right? I want to bounce around here, but I think this stuff is really important. If anything, it's where I've maybe made mistakes before. Okay? When you look at a practice plan, sometimes you look at it from the top going down, right? You work up, all right, here's the meetings. All right, here's stretch. All right, here's warm-up. Here's team takeoff, etc., etc. I think that's wrong to look at practice that way. I think you should look at it like Coach D was talking about with tackling, retrograde, backwards. Okay, from the bottom of the practice plan up. Okay? So here's an example of a practice plan. All right, so if I'm the safeties coach, and I'm looking at this from my day's install, whatever that might be, all right, I'm looking at it from here. All right, here's first and second down run pressure. All right, what are the calls and what am I going to get in there? Maybe nothing. All right, where am I going up here? Let's see. All right, backed up short yardage goal line. All right, what am I getting in there? All right, let's get here. Here's special teams. Am I involved in the special teams period? Maybe I'm not. All right, the defensive linemen's, they're in there. Maybe they're not. Anybody that wouldn't be, and this is PAT block, so everybody's going to be on this, but let's say it was KOR. Maybe the defensive line's out doing something else. Okay? All right, here we go. Unit starts. We'll talk a little bit about that. All right, maybe I'm getting a 3-by-1 adjustment or a pressure or some calls checked off there, etc., etc. Okay? So you can see, by the time you get up here, you might see what you haven't hit in this body of practice that you might have to hit here. Maybe you've got to do it before walkthrough or early outs. Maybe you have to do it in your position meeting. okay? But it gives you a piece of, a little way to look at your practice plan to make sure that you're practicing the stuff before, okay, team. Because team doesn't count. Okay, every technique that's up on that board or every line you write up on the board is a technique. All right, and you have to drill it. Okay, so that's your responsibility. And team doesn't count. Okay? So, all right, we're here. I'm the safeties coach. Well, what's really important to me from a technique and fundamental standpoint in every practice? Well, we're going to work on range, we're going to work on ball skills, we're going to tackle, and we're going to work on transitions. Okay, so I know from a technique and fundamental standpoint, I'm always going to work on those things. Okay? And then in my install, okay, on my install, I've got to get the footwork of the day worked. All right, so maybe we're putting in our robber triangles in cover 4 that day. Well, I got to get that footwork in. All right, we've got a 3-by-1 check that the defensive coordinator wants in. Is screaming at me. All right, well, I got to get that done. And we're putting in Panther personnel, which is, which is 5 DBs instead of 4 DBs. Well, I got to get that in. Well, where am I going to get that in? Okay, so it's from an organization standpoint, I think that's really important. All right, so let me go to the film here. All right, and we'll take a look at this deal. See if I can get that bad boy out there. All right, let me see here. Do this here. All right, from a footwork standpoint. All right, here's one little drill. Again, we're talking about safeties. All right, we talked about robber technique or whatever you're teaching. Right. I believe that you have to teach the back end of footwork. All right, so like when we play a half field, who plays cover 2 here? All right, you play cover 2. We get on our divider at 10 to 12 yards. We got to wait on our inside foot if I'm a safety. All right, we push off and we take 3 big steps. It's 3 big. That's what we call it. All right, when we play our robber technique, all right, our inside foot's up, our weight's on the back foot, we stick, step, and bounce. Okay? Maybe sometimes, who plays quarter coverage? All right, you guys play quarter coverage. All right, maybe we stick step in quarter coverage also. We stick step and then we stick into a walk. All right, whatever your footwork is, I think it's important to make sure that the DBs get the footwork of the day done. We start off practice like that, whether it's early outs, whatever it is. All right, so we're just working on our footwork here. It could be whatever it is. All right, in this footwork, we're working on one of our post coverage. So the middle guy is working to the post, and the outside guys are screwing down, okay? See if I can get this worked here. They're screwing down, all right, into their positions. All right, so let me just see here. All right, so let's just take a look one more time here. Sorry about that. All right, so let's take a look at the team. All right. Okay, so here it is. Here's our line. Strong safety, X, free safety. That's those 3 guys. Okay? We're playing cover 6, which is our 1 high zone. So he's working top down to hash 2 to 3 drop at 5 to 6 yards. He's working down and he's reading to the post. The footwork tells you that they're in technique. Okay? Now it could be whatever it is in your world, but my point is, you got to work on that. All right? And whatever the coverage piece that's going in that day is, you want to work on that footwork at the beginning of practice or whenever you would do that. Okay? See, I've got one more here. Here's another one. Same thing. All right? Same footwork. Okay? Strong safety, X, free safety. We're in our 3 high. Okay? Same deal there. Okay? Footwork of the day. Any questions there? Okay, so we're working, the footwork tells you that they're in technique. I didn't play DB. I played linebacker at Springfield. What I try to do is I try to teach them the big picture, and I watch the footwork because the footwork tells me that they're in technique, that they understand the technique. I believe this. I can get a kid in a stance, and I can teach him his first 2 steps and where his eyes are. Okay? Any questions with that? All right? The next piece is, we're going through Indy now. Boom, they got to be able to plant and drive, right? They got to be able to be in a pedal, and they got to be able to plant and drive and come out of a break 1 step clean. One step clean, meaning I'm in my pedal, and I want to, if I'm going this way, I want to get this foot in the ground, turn a little bit, and I want to get this foot down in the barrel of my body, and I want to be able to come out of the brake like I'm running my fastest 100-meter dash. Although mine wasn't very fast, but you want to be humming, you got it, okay? So here's the transition piece. I just like this box drill, all right? And what this box drill does is it gets you through all the breaks, okay? So I'll just let this run. Again, they're starting in a left or right footed stance. They'll go back, they'll back pedal. All right, they'll plant and drive at a 45-degree angle. And on this, the one thing I really like to do is have them work on their peripheral vision, meaning I'm going to keep my eyes straight and not brake until I can feel the cone out of the side of my eyes. Something that we really never work on. We're talking about reading 2 to 1. We talk about seeing the quarterback and feeling routes. Well, what if you're not good at it? All right, so you get a little piece of that. They don't always want to do that in this drill, but we talk about it and we make them do it. All right, they're getting all their breaks here, okay? And we're finishing with a ball. Okay, so they're going to get a break. Okay. Well, why do they need to do that? All right, watch right here. Watch right here. Okay. Okay. Plan drive. Think that was important? Yes. Okay, don't need to be a genius to figure that one out. Here's another one. Watch the corner here playing to the X side. All right, we're just in a mod technique, man over depth. He's playing over the top of number 1. Watch his break. Okay, it's a good break. Good technique. Good stance. Good start. Good plant drive. Okay, think it's important to be able to do that if you're a coach in the secondary? Yes, I do. Okay, any questions with that? Pretty simple stuff, but you gotta do it every day. All right, you gotta find a way to get it done every day. Tackling, which 2 coaches had in here, Coach D and Coach Burgess here. I like to do this drill. All right, stuff, separate, shed, all right, and then grow your base back, all right? We talk about scalloping, near foot, near foot, near foot. All right, so as I'm coming into a position with the ball carrier, I'm getting to that inline position, which is 3 yards away from the man, and I'm going to get my body back in the hitting position where I'm going to inline tackle him and kick his ass and go that way. All right, I want to be able to have a great base. I want to be able to near foot and strike with the same leg and the same shoulder. And there was a lot of great detail here. Okay, so these are just some drills that we have. I can send this to you guys if you want it. They're just vice in the drill. Now, here's something that you might like. All right? Again, all the drills you watch, a lot of times it's up high, right? And what are the offensive guys always doing? Well, we don't want to tackle. All right, well, that's cool. Well, we don't tackle the Ivy League shit. We're not allowed to tackle to the ground. All right, we don't do it. Well, how do you guys get a feel of taking a guy to the ground? All right, go over and find the track people. All right, go get the track people. All right, talk with whoever you need. You can buy these. This is a porta pit. A lot of times the track has them outside around the track. Do tackling into a porta pit, into a mat. All right, because you guys get a feel, all right, of what it's like to take a guy down. All right, so we're just coming off a block here. All right, we're just getting the shed in. All right, and he's going to go in same position before. He's going to sprint, near foot, near foot, near foot, and then shoulder strike, double punch, put him in the clamp, take him down. All right, I won't get into all that, but you see just a good creative way to get, all right, what you got to get done during practice and get a guy on the ground. When's the last time your kids were allowed to take a guy and put him on the ground? Well, that's what we have to do in team. And if you're not going to do it in team or in the game, you got to find a way to get it done. All right, so get it done on the mats. All right, get it done on the mats. We'll do a circuit. If we're not going to tackle, I'll tell those guys, hey guys, you know what? We never have to tackle. And I thought I would never ever say this, man. I don't care if we ever do live. Okay? But you need to let me do a great job of getting my guys close and let them palms down tag the near hip when we tackle. Okay, so we can get our posture back. You got to coach the shit out of that. Palms down, not this. If you're going to run through the door, are you going to run through the door like this? Or are you going to run through the door like this? I'm going like that. I'm going like that. I did it for about 15 years like that, and it didn't work too well for my neck. So, all right, but this is another idea here. Again, we're just getting a shed too. So we'll never tackle without coming off a block once the skills are taught. Again, I'm just zipping through this because I want you to see this. Watch this right here. Just watch this guy right here. Okay, well, this is what we're looking for. Okay, again, what do you want it to look like? I'm just giving you the culture. I'm giving you the identity. I'm trying to show you a little bit about the process. Boom! Look like a drill? Good, that's what we're trying to get done. Okay? Okay. All right? All right, ball skills. Last piece here. Okay? This is a big one, I think. All right? So many times, all right, in team, all right, it's down the field, right? And what's the thing on the back end? No big plays. The head coach doesn't want any big plays. Okay? No big plays. We'll just backpedal and let him throw for 500 fucking yards all day in front of you. Miss tackles, and that's not, how's that going to work out? All right, so we play tight. So we play tight. We play guys on guys. But to my point, Coach, can I use you for a minute? But here's what I wanted, here's what we ask, okay? When you're in a the coach is a receiver and he got behind me. All right, so he's running there. The goal line's there. All right? And I'm in a non-advantage position. I'm trying to catch up. Right? Or I've caught up and the ball's here. We're trying to find the far shoulder with our eyes. We're trying to find, we're down the field, guys. Okay? Coach goes up to catch the ball. All right? We near arm through the far hand. All right? I know there's a lot of different techniques, but we're trying to finish through, and we're trying to finish through to the ground. Okay? Well, you tell me how many, thank you. You tell me when can we practice that? All right? Well, you're not, because we're going to get everybody hurt. The receivers in practice go down. They wind up coming up. They get the shoulders. They're yelling at the defensive guys. The defensive guys yell at the offensive guys. Doesn't work. Okay? So what we'll do is this. When we go team, offense, defense, one period the offense will have, all right, the advantage down the field, meaning when they get in those scenarios, the defensive guy works to get into phase, but once the ball's down, he's not live. He doesn't go for the ball. Okay, so you can coach in all the techniques that you normally do, but the offense has priority to the ball. The next period, when we get down to that, and we're going to do the same thing. The deep ones, right? The deep ones. How many deep ones do you get there in prep? We're all trying to, how many deep balls do we get? How many deep balls do we get? The next time they go, the offense doesn't have priority, the defense does. So he's able to work his technique, wedge, eyes back, bona fide attempt, the ball, this guy's not going to work for the ball. So it's like whoever gets to compete. O compete, D compete. We practice this on the mat. All right, on the back end, so we're practicing being in that position. I was in a non-advantage position, okay? I was in a non-advantage position, and this is the one you want to break up, right? This is the shot, all right? I'm working to get back in phase with him. The far shoulder's away, and the hands are up. Dude, I got to get this ball out, all right? Well, how many times are you practicing with him? All right, so we do this, okay? And again, there's those big red things, those big red mats, okay, which I think are really, really worth it. Now, we missed a year of tackling like you guys during COVID. Our kids' contact fundamentals are way behind. You know, everybody wants to stand up there and safety and all this and that. Well, how about prepping a fucking kid to get in the A-gap when those 600 pounds of man tries to knock him on his ass? Or when he's got to tackle out in space, or when he's got to finish down the field, so you're not setting him up to fail. All right, so I think the mats are big. Watch this one. I mean, this is it. I mean, this is the first play of the game. You know, this is the first play of the game. The simple stuff wins, guys. The simple stuff wins. All right, check this out. Watch the right safety. Good there? Good there? Now, my question to me is how many times during the course of the year did I put him in that scenario in practice so he can be successful? Okay? Ball's out. Okay? And that was the thing, but that could have been a 60-yard play. All right, so I'm not getting screamed at. The head coach isn't going, what the heck's happening? Everybody's not freaking out. Right, he's running down the field, his time clock is really doing a good job finding the far shoulders, and he's finishing through the hands to the ground. Okay, we good there. All right, and then what we'll do, guys, in Indy, we'll have a little schematic teaching. All right, so we'll always have a little, maybe it's 3 minutes, maybe it's whatever it is, a bunch, a 3x1. Okay, that was a stump, our 3x1 check. We're going to work that there. Whatever it is, make sure that you have some schematic teaching during your Indy. All right, that's just being organized. And the last piece here is this, guys. I think this is a great drill. Okay, and then we'll get on to some scheme. All right, now I failed in coaching this. Okay, and this is as far as the operation. Meaning this: you got the kids on the sideline, right? They're in. All right, we're going to strong close four, check, think tough. Boom, they're fucking going, right? They're going to go out, and they're going to go line up, and they have to get lined up in their spots. Boundary corner, free safety, field corner, ball hash, field corner, boundary corner, X, passing strength, all that shit, right? Well, they have to do that. And then they have to make their declarations, and then they have to be ready for all formations, or maybe there's a call that you didn't hit a whole lot. This is what we call team starts, okay? Here's Kamish. Hey, here's Kamish, he's the defensive coordinator of Maine. How about it, huh? Get his ass back here, he's got to finish this clinic for me. All right, there's a formation here, it's on air, because we don't have a bunch of extra people to be formations. It's on air. He's got 3x1. That's a 3x1 formation there. So it's going to be trips. You know, he's going to tell the kids when they get there, hey, it's trips. No tight end, 3 receivers here. And they're going to line up with the call they take off the sideline. All right? After they do that, he's going to get them in their stances. He's going to give them a little trigger key. They're going to get their initial movement. First step. Going to everybody show all the coaches their initial movement. Okay? Then they're going to turn and run around one of these cones. Okay? When they get around the cone, they're going to snap their eyes back to the sideline. And the coach on the sideline is going to do whatever hands speak or whatever you do, he's going to do that to them so they can start to get the call. But let's say I'm the field corner, and as I come around here, I know I've got to get here. I come around that cone, I got to start pedaling once I get to the hash and get my eyes to coach so I can get the call, so I can get lined up fast. You got me? I never coached that before. We didn't coach that. Coaching their foot patterns, coaching where their eyes go. After a play, offense is lining up quick. So we do this, it's called team starts. All right, so they're coming on out. We usually go 3x1, 2x2, 2x1 formation, meaning it's trips, it's a doubles, and then it's a pro or slot formation. So there they are, you're just checking off, they're running around the cone. They get their eyes to the coach. They're getting the call, now they're working back to wherever they gotta go. Whatever your scheme is. You're strong and weak, you field and boundary, whatever you want to get checked off. But I'm saying you're checking stuff off. So if I got to this period and I said, damn, you know what? We didn't run snake pressure the whole pressure. We're only going to get 2 snaps of it, and I want 5. And I want to get it versus 2x2 formations. You know, then make these all 2x2 formations and run what? Run snake. Send them out, see what it looks like. Okay? All right, so here it is. Okay, team starts. All right, and what we've done, we first started doing this fall. And during the season, we won't make them really hump it, you know? And sometimes there's a little bit of teaching, but we obviously would like the tempo to be quick. All right, so, you know, but sometimes, you know, we're not going to be in a rush, all right, to screw up the teaching, but you get the ideas. All right, they're off the field, the next group's coming on. All right, so that's what we call team starts. Yeah.
No cones or barrels just because of efficiency?
Dude, if we had numbers and we had extra guys and a bunch of our managerial staff, we could put the visuals out there, I would. We haven't, so we'll do this. This is what we used to do. Remember, you know the personnel on the sideline? We used to do this. You know, defensive, offensive personnel, what's that? It's 21, right? You stand on the sideline, it worked out. You had the big photo op sign. Some kids got hats and shit on. I think sometimes you can get that done. You know, so I'll just go like this. Coach Alec used to do pro. It's pro. It's pro. Strengths here. All right, so we'll do this. We'll do this. Trips. 3x1 here. Trips. Now then, and they're just lining up, just so we can get it done quick. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, any questions with any of that?
Yeah, you're always exiting to the right there.
What's that?
As you're doing that drill,
Underneath the cone.
right, but do you go the other direction?
Do we do? It's whatever the points. So if you guys are on me, and let's go, it's strong, close, 4. They line up as 2 by 2. I'm right, tight left, down, Brody 8, to go. And he's just watching everybody's initial footwork, and then they're jogging around. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
You got it. See if I can get this bad boy up now. All right. Shifting gears here a little bit. Okay? All right? As far as double eagle, and it's sort of, apropos because I learned this defense when I was at the University of Maine back in '99. All right? I'm talking about 46, whatever you call it, all right? Double eagle. Why? Why would you want to run a double eagle defense? Number one, there's no bubbles. All right, look at the offensive playbook. I mean, I want that offensive coordinator's asshole to be just about like this. I want the offensive line coach to be waking up in sweats at night. All right? And you look at the the playbook that they have, and I looked at our guys and 4-3, 3-4. Well, there's no double eagle in there. Well, guess what we're going to do? We're going to run the double eagle. There's no bubbles, too. All right, so you have 0 and 2-3 techniques. There's no bubbles. All right? You can dictate protections. All right, and you can do, there's a nice menu of stunts and games, which I hope to get to with you guys. All right, so here's our double eagle. All right, this is our double eagle, what I'm talking about. This is our 46. All right, we play left and right with this, meaning the rush, the end, all right, play left. The tackle and the will play right. Our nose is neutral, our mic is neutral. Okay? The safety's in the corner, and our X is who's our wild card. They're aligning the formation. Okay, does that make sense? Okay? We've got a 0, we've got a pair of 3s, all right, and we have a crash 90s out there, the rush and the wills. All right, so that's our double eagle. Okay? Let me just go over a couple of things with that. All right? Number one, the 3 techniques are the 4 eyes. Okay? The guys that are the N's or the T's. Okay? The nose is just whatever you want, man. He's Ford over Rooster. Okay? He's Ford over Rooster. The 3s, the end and the tackle, we play, all right, with their inside foot just on the outside foot of the guards. Okay? All right, it's 20 years of work because every guy I talk to gives me a fucking different answer. All right? He plays here. All right? Now, this is real complicated. I'm a simpleton, dudes. I'm not smart, okay? All right, but I'll work. All right, here's our rule on this guy. Don't get reached, okay? And don't let this guy jump through. That's the rule, okay? Here's the other thing that we'll do with him. We'll play him in a 4-eye. So we'll put his nose on the inside of the tackle. Okay, those are the 2 things that we'll do with that guy. Okay? The rush and the will, okay, they're what we call crash 90s. They're the edgers or the force of the defense. Now we changed this. We used to have our inside foot up. We're going to have our outside foot up, and we're going to be 2 by 2 off the end man. And the reason is we're going to do it with backers and we're going to do it with D linemen. Don't tell Tim Murphy. Don't tell Buddy Stevens. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. So we're going to do it with a defensive lineman. He's going to be in a 3-point stance. All right, we're going to do it with a linebacker. All right, he's going to be in a 2-point stance, but their feet are going to be the same. That's why we're doing that. Okay? Now they're coming off and they're reading the end man on near back, Tenny backside pulling line. Okay? And on play away, okay, they are CBRs. Meaning they see play go away, they're here in what we call sweat mode. Cut back, bootleg, reverse. Okay? Any plays to them, they're turning everything back inside. Okay? Once again, play away, CBR. Play 2, hard joint, or turn everything back inside. They are not just doing this. Okay? They're not just doing that, you get killed. Okay? Alright? Okay? Let's take a little look at this real quick, just for pictures real quick. We'll look at a 2 by 1. Alright, so right here, this is a 2 by 1. We run this with what we call 10 wide coverage. It's man-to-man, 5-man pressure, all right, with no rat, all right, post play, all right, but man coverage, all right? So here's our deal here. All right, we anchor the corners, meaning we don't go corners over. And you have to make a decision. The reason we don't is we don't have time to do multiple calls with our corners over. Don't fuck that up. Don't let some dude go, hey, I think we can bring the corner over. Oh, great. Well then, what's the fucking offensive coordinator tell everybody? The corner's over, it's man. Oh, well, we don't want them to know it's man. All right, well, let's try to get how many calls you're going to be able to do the corner over. All right, you got them coached up in the apex. They're going to teach you, all right, so you can unroll the box there a little bit, okay? All right, so here's the front, the crash 90s, okay? The corners are on the ones, okay? The safeties, or the mic is on the H, and the safeties in a two-back set are what we call wiring, and we'll talk a little bit about that. They're wiring or two-weighing the fullback. So if this guy was in the backfield, they'd be wiring him, meaning I'm on the left, you're on the right. So if coach is the left safety, the fullback's there. You're the left safety, I'm the right safety. We're at 10, we're both looking at the guy. Okay, the line of demarcation is the ass crack of the center. The guy comes across the line of demarcation, I close to him, I have him, coach goes to the post. Okay? The dude stays to that side and releases or plays or blocks to that side. Coach closes space and goes to him and takes him, and I become the post player. Nice because the offensive coordinators see what? What do they see? How many high safeties? One? They see it too high. All right, so they don't know if it's zone or man. Nice little thing that I think, might help you if you do this, okay? All right, so that's your deal there. All right, we'll talk a little bit about these BAM techniques, because you got to get that right. All right, let's talk about 3x1. All right, here's trips. Okay, so here's the front. We play sides, so we can get lined up quick. All right, corners are on ones. However you play man, we play press, and we play off. Okay, we play press, and we play off. Okay, when we're in the slot, we play slot technique at times with outside leverage, yes. 5 minutes, beautiful. Okay? So there's your 3x1. All right? And all right, here's your 2x2. All right, here was your 2x2. Okay? With a motion adjustment. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look.
Is he stack, track, fall back, or is he just track in the back to his gap?
The mic backer, this is going to be I'm going to give you a visual right here. Here's what the mic is. Don't screw this up. The mic has his toes at 6 yards. He's in at 10. This kid, if you have a kid that you want to give a job to, see ball, find ball, get ball, play this defense and get the mic. Put the kid at the mic. If his name's Little Johnny, put Johnny at the mic. He's over the center, his toes are at 6 yards, he's got the back. He's going wherever the back goes. Okay, he's mirroring the back blocks, he adds. Okay, he's inside out on the ball on all plays, coach. He's inside out on the ball on all plays. All right, so here we are. Okay, now we're moving into this, all right, which is another thing. Again, why? Because we want the offense to have to work on it. So we do stemming and we do moving. This is a nice package to be able to move into. Okay, and I'll get to that in a minute here. We'll finish up with that. All right, so we're moving into it. Okay, so you see the deal? Nose, threes, crash 90s, corner, safety, X. All right, safety's over the back. We're playing a different technique to the back, because this is an option team. All right, and the corner's in the BAM, which means he's got the tight end. This is a good picture of the mic. Maybe this answer your, okay? Okay, so we're moving into it. You see a good picture? Okay, so you see we're playing now. Now here's the last thing. All right, what you can do with this front. Okay, what you can do with this front is this: a guard, tackle, tight end. This is the last nugget that I'll give here. If you see they're a tight end run team, again, there's no bubbles here, guys. All right, there's no bubble. What's the offensive coordinator do? They run a dual play? Who runs a dual play? Anybody run a dual play? What do you love to see? Nice, sterile, 9-4-3, to the right, the backers are about 5-6 yards. You guys can get those big old mollyhockers on those guys. Boom, right? Get 600 pounds on those guys and get movement. There's no double teams there because there's no bubbles. But what you can do to the long side or the tight end side, and what we've done, is we'll take the nose and we'll pull him or sink him to the long side, to the tight end side. The tight end's there, so it's sink right. Okay? On the 3 technique here, they like to run the ball with the tight end. That's the run strength. Sink right, go to a 4-eye. All right, now he's shaded there. He's here now as the zone goes and they stretch the gaps. You're in an advantage position. Take a look at that.
How fast is the nose moving?
The nose, what we tell is when we move him, we'll give him a little FOE. FOE, freedom of expression, makes him feel good. And we'll even let him tilt a little bit just because it makes him feel good. He feels special. So when we say move, what we'll do is we'll tilt him and say move. But my big thing when we do these is I want every one of those guys on the line to get color flash. We're finishing up right now. I want everybody on the line to get color flash, meaning this. This is the tight end, right? Or the tackle. The rusher will moves up. Move! They get color flash on. Yes? Okay? All right. There's the tackle, and there's the guard. He's in a 5. Move! They both got color flash on. Okay? Etc. on the same side, and then the center gets colorful. So they all get some color flashed. Okay? Skip, I'm done here. I want to show these guys the movement done. Okay? It's a nice play. Okay? Good there? All right, last thing, guys, here's the move. Okay. Here's the move. Now, this is why we do it. Okay? All right? So you can see the move, right? We're going to move into it now. Now, when to move? P and 10. First play at 2 minutes, and you got them backed up. Give it to them every time. And here's what we do. Study when the ball's snapped. Study what they're telling the kid. And they got all those jokers with the hats on. All the look at me guys. I'll give them that one right there, right? Right there. All right, so you find out when the ball's snapped, and you watch it. If it's a towel and this, then he's making the move call, and it's move. All right, so here it is.
P and 10 backed up when it's...
Yep, third down, third and short, fourth and short. So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to do it right off the bat. Okay? So I'll just give you 3 of these and then we'll finish up here. All right? And your kids get a little confidence off it. It's a second and long. Just watch the ball here.
Yeah, they ever jump off sides when you move?
Do they?
Yeah.
Yes. So you just move the ball. It helps. And you see the body language start to go. So it's just a little, and they got to work on it now. When I was up here, the Coach Nagy and Coach Cosmo's guys taught us the Bud Foster G defense from Virginia Tech, and there was a lot of stem and movement. Last one here. Here. Watch, they'll jump off sides on this one, Coach. What's this one? Here we go. Gets me aroused. All right, so there we go. And obviously, all the coaches talking about penalties and things like that. It's really important. All right, any questions with that? I have a packet for you guys. What's that?
I got a million of them, but yeah.
Yeah, I got the stuff, so I didn't get through a lot of stuff. I just asked you to keep it to yourselves and share it with your staffs. Guys, last thing here, right, from a coaching standpoint, the guys that we coach, this is the greatest profession in the world, and I've taken that, all right, for granted at times. And it says in Matthew 13, that parable of the sower, right? The players that we get should fall on great ground. When they get to you, and when they become players in your programs, and they're in your meeting rooms and they get to you, let's make sure they're falling on great ground, because you're their last line of discipline. You're the last line of someone teaching integrity and trust. All right, and these guys that we get, society right now, right? You get them, and the seed that fell on the ground and got eaten up quickly is like the kid you get. He has no confidence, right? He doesn't come from a background, and you lose him real quick. He just quits. Well, we can help that. And then there's the other one that you get, and they spring up, and then all of a sudden, you know, they don't have much built inside of them because they came from a background where it wasn't very healthy. So they get in there and they would just quit or don't have the ability to sustain work. Well, they can because you're coaching. And then the last piece here that I'm seeing a lot of is the drug culture that we have and all that stuff going on. And you see a kid's doing real well, and then all of a sudden he's destroyed by all that sin in his life, and that's destroying him. And we're the last line of defense as far as that stuff goes. All right, so just understand, when they get to us, as I know you guys are, let's make sure they're falling on the good ground. All right? I'll be around tonight if I can help you guys out in any way. Thanks a lot. All right, appreciate it. I'm throwing seats out here, right?
Guys, we're gonna be in the next big room next door. Okay, Coach Versi's back.
Did you say meat or eat? Meat, eat, you got extra food?
You guys, just don't give, just keep it for yourselves if you would. Thanks, brother. Thanks, man. Thanks, I appreciate you. Okay? So all the pictures are on there, just, you got it. Yep.
Mine's heading out to Yale.
Yeah, you bet, yeah. Figures, after the tab I run up on you, man, you're gonna wanna sit down.